Hi guys, Natalie Willis here from the Baby Sleep Trainer. Welcome back to my channel. A few weeks ago on my Instagram, I asked you guys to fill in the blank. Is it normal? And today, I'm ready to tell you, yes, it's normal, no, it's not, or give you some more information. So let's dive right in. Question number 1 from Pooja Bajwa. Is it normal for babies to have a cry in the middle of the night in their sleep? My 4-month-old was sort of moaning and crying on and off in his sleep last night between 12 and 1 a.m. Yes, so normal. I like to say that babies will sometimes cry out in their sleep, kind of the same way that people will talk in their sleep. Now, obviously, there's a lot of reasons your baby could be crying in the middle of the night. If you ever think something's wrong or you're not sure, definitely check on them. But if you know your baby's fine, and especially if they sort of normally do this kind of random cry out or a few cries out throughout the night, it's really, really normal, something I hear about a lot. Not something to be worried about as long as your child is otherwise healthy, growing, and thriving. All right, Lindsay Leck, 27. Is it normal for a baby to cry 4 to 6 minutes every single time you put them down for sleep? Extremely rarely does he go peacefully into any nap or nighttime sleep. Yes, normal. I tell my clients that they should expect their baby to cry at least for a few minutes before all naps and overnight sleep. I would say anything under 15 to 20 minutes is pretty typical. 4 to 6 minutes is very normal. Once your baby starts crying for more than 15 to 20 minutes, that's when it should alert you that, maybe something needs to change, maybe a change in their schedule, usually something like that. And I would say children will sometimes do that throughout their first and sometimes even into their second year of life. They just don't like to separate from you, so sometimes they'll express that, but they'll typically fall asleep. Jay Banksta wants to know if it's normal that after following sleep training the last 2.5 years that now my toddler won't stay in bed. How do you get them to stay put? Tried every tip on the internet. Well, Jay Banksta, have you tried the information in my book that you can get on Amazon? Because that will tell you exactly how to address this issue. Sometimes I feel like Captain Obvious when I say this, but most of the time when kids are sleep trained, one of the main or only reasons that they sleep well is because they are constrained to a crib. And once you remove the constraint, typically their compliance goes away because they're like, well, I can do whatever the hell I want, so I'm gonna just get this party started and leave this room. So even if they don't make that connection right away when you put them in a bed, they're gonna eventually figure it out. It's normal. I would say it's the norm for children to leave their room. And if you don't nip it in the bud or know how to address it, it usually tends to get worse. It can be an intermittent issue that sometimes gets a little better, but then usually gets worse again. So check out my book and it will tell you exactly what to do. Next question, Shrivadaya Sundaram. Is it normal that some babies do sleep only for 10 to 11 hours throughout the night, no matter how much they slept during the day? Very rarely. My sleep-trained 10-month-old baby sleeps past 6 a.m. Yeah, totally normal. I would say anything between 10 to 12 hours overnight is normal for baby sleep. Now keep this in mind, it's pretty wild. Anything between 10 to 12 hours of overnight sleep is normal. Anything from as little as 90 minutes to as many as 3.5 hours a day in daytime sleep is normal, from 4 months all the way through into the 3rd or 4th year of life. So I have known some toddlers, very rarely, who sleep 12 hours at night and 3 to 3.5 hours during the day. I have also known 4-month-old babies who sleep 10 to 10.5 hours a night and sleep 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours at the most during the day. Both normal, right? So every child's different. Sometimes they'll range, they might sleep more at night during certain periods of their life and less during other periods of their life, like if they're going through a milestone or illness, things like that. But yeah, very, very normal to only sleep 10 to 11 hours at night. And our final question is from Jenna Lay Reeves. Is it normal for your baby to start crying again at the beginning of nap time when you have to switch her schedule due to dropping a nap? Yeah, and it's hard to know why. Sometimes it's pretty easy to deduce why children do what they do, or at least there seems to be a pretty obvious reason. Sometimes there isn't. Anytime there's an adjustment or change, in another video we talk about sensitive babies and how some kids just feel things really intensely. So sensitive babies will often notice any kind of change, whether it's in their environment or schedule, and they'll respond to that by being like, oh, I don't like this is making me feel uncomfortable, and they'll express their feelings by crying. So yeah, it's not unheard of that changing a schedule will cause a little bit more crying, but generally that goes back to whatever its norm was, prior to the schedule change, within about a week or 2. So if you like what you're hearing and it resonates with you, of course, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any notifications, and I'll see you next time.